Howdy y'all, welcome back to Everything Bullpup, Precision Armament EFAB. Howdy y'all, welcome back to Everything Bullpup. We're not in the tent and we are talking about muzzle devices today. In my 2-gun video, and I forget if the 3-gun videos, if I had the EFAB on or not, but we're actually gonna be checking it out today. We're gonna be actually firing it, showing recoils, showing blowback, and getting impressions of the stock A2 birdcage against the Precision Armament EFAB. We're gonna put this on today and we're gonna see. So, first things first, we are going to, well, first things first, the weapon is clear, right? We're gonna shoot it and we're gonna show from the side profile how much the rifle moves. We're gonna leave it on the bipod. We're gonna do a couple shots there, and then I'm gonna shoulder it and just freehand it and see how much the muzzle rises there. Then we're gonna do a quick walkthrough on how to change out your muzzle device, especially with the Tavor, which I like the lock nut. It makes it nice to line everything up. And then we'll do the exact same thing with the EFAB on and see if there's any noticeable difference. Without further ado, let's get the range hot and we'll do some rounds with the stock cage and then we'll do the swap out. So, ain't no better way to do it than to do it. All right, so at this point, range is hot. We are red status. Okay, so this is the stock birdcage 3 rounds. All right, now we're gonna shoulder it. And here we go. Now we're gonna go back over here and do the bill drill. Same thing. We're gonna try to show from the side how much the muzzle rises and falls with the stock birdcage. Yeah, stock A2. So, without further ado, bill drill. Shooter, are you ready? Stand by. Beep. All right, that's a stock birdcage. Let's clear the weapon. Range is going cold. And now we can do a walkthrough on how to swap out your muzzle device. All right, so that was the rounds through the weapon with the stock birdcage. We obviously have the trigger pack and stuff in here, but that we got to see what happened with recoil and how much the muzzle moved with the stock birdcage. But what we're gonna throw on now is the Precision Armament EFAB. Look at that. Now, some of the pictures I thought it was gonna look a little weird on the weapon, but we have installed this before for the sake of 2-gunning, 3-gunning, and I like the looks of it a lot more once we get it on. You can see this, I just have these 2 wrenches, right? We're gonna put this thinner one on the birdcage itself. We're gonna get the bigger one over here. And then we got a counter twist is the biggest thing. You gotta get this lock nut to break loose. And once you do that, this guy's gonna start coming off, just like that. That lock nut can go all the way down. I like, for the sake of installing, to put that all the way down, and then this just comes all the way off, just like that. This is, I believe, a 128 twist. If you're looking to buy one yourself, most 5.56 rifles are, but you know, for the Tavor X95, it's a 1 in 28. Now we're gonna put this one on. We're gonna go bottom it out, but the key thing is that you have a couple things on here, right? This hole here is to pin and weld, like if you're in California, right? You gotta meet minimum distance requirements. That's what that hole is for. But if you'll notice on the EFAB, we have a thicker stripe, we have a thinner stripe. The thicker stripe is going to go on the bottom because we don't want to kick as much dust up, and we want the thinner stripe with more recoil going up. We're gonna thread this on, and I believe, if I remember right, it's gonna stop. Nope, it goes all the way to the lock nut. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna back it off, and you can get all sorts of technical with it. I like to eyeball it right about there. And then we're gonna tighten this lock nut up to it. Then what we're gonna do, we're gonna take our wrenches and throw them on. And you can get as anal about this as you want. Again, I like to eyeball it. Good and tight. But the lock nut is gonna tighten up to the muzzle device. I wanna get a better eye on it here. We're gonna throw this guy on because we want it to stay north and south in the right orientation. And we're gonna put our wrench on. And now this is where we lock it in, right? We're twisting with our left hand on the lock nut, and we're just holding with our right. And I find German torque specs tend to work out pretty good. Good and tight. And voila, look at that. We now have the EFAB on the weapon. So now we're gonna run through our same drills we just did. 3 in the prone, 3 in the supported, 3 freehand off the shoulder, and then we're gonna do a bill drill, seeing how much that muzzle rises and falls. And then we'll decide, I'm gonna go off just how it feels. It's kind of fun to go right back to back. And I've done a 3 gun or 2 with the stock birdcage on. And I mean, it felt all right. It feels just like, it feels normal, right? But again, I'm usually kind of Army, just throwing lead down range, right? Making sure it hits a target. So I'm kind of curious to see how this goes today. So here we go, 3 rounds with the EFAB on. Okay, I can tell you just on the supported like that, it moves around a ton less. I've done at least 1 3-gun match with the stock birdcage on. All right, let's do just free shoulder. So 3 rounds, here we go. So it moves a lot less. You can tell immediately how much less it moves just as is. That's stark. To do within a couple minutes, to do the stock A2 against the EFAB, huge difference. You might not notice if you're doing range sessions, you know, if you have the stock birdcage on and then you shoot it and then you come home and you get one of these and you throw it on and then you wait a couple weeks and go, you might not notice a difference, but putting them back to back, huge difference. Let's do a bill drill now and see how it goes. Ready, shooter, are you ready? Stand by. I don't know why I rocker stance it so much. It's kind of natural. Shooter, are you ready? Stand by. Beep. Woo! That is so much better. Let's do 1 more bill drill. How many rounds? I don't know. We'll throw some in. Let's go for headshots this time. We're gonna put the reticle right at the top of the torso and see what happens. All right, ready? Shooter, are you ready? Stand by. Beep. Yeah, that's good. I'm not the best at this, obviously, but that's fun. She moves around a lot less with that EFAB on there. Let's go cold. No more rounds. We got 1 more bullet. Let's shoot 1 more. No mag in. That's why I didn't lock to the rear. We are clear. So let's take gears off. Let's just talk. Is the EFAB versus the AFAB versus any of the other muzzle devices? The EFAB, according to all the other like AR guys even, right? Anybody shooting 5.56, the EFAB was the best. I can say I bought it for 127 bucks. The AFAB is $109 right now on Precision Armament. And that for that amount of money, like the difference between the two, 17 bucks between the two, I would say just go EFAB. It's a stark difference shooting them right next to each other, how much the muzzle jumps around with the stock A2 birdcage versus this. This is also considered a flash hider. It's like a hybrid muzzle device, but the difference in recoil is really, really nice. You can see it on the video too, how much it moves around versus now. And I haven't even seen it yet, but I'm sure once I get into the edit that it will.
So something I wanted to say just as we're watching this side by side. If you're not running a suppressor, which the x95 is not a good suppressor host in 5.56, this muzzle device is going to do you really, really well. Just looking down the sights, the recoil is a lot better, and it just handles a lot better. It's not too expensive. I think you'll enjoy.
So the difference between the two, the AFAB or the EFAB, there's an $18 difference between them. I would say just go EFAB. The EFAB, it moves around a lot less. It's immediately telling, and now I'm thinking about my 3-gun matches I did with the A2 birdcage on and then the drills I've been doing. But I mean, the performance aspect of it is great. It's fantastic. So I appreciate everybody watching. As always, I really appreciate everything. If you like what we're doing here with Everything Bullpup, give me a like and subscribe. Trying to get to the point where we can get more parts, maybe different weapons, and that way we can start comparing the different rifles together, or we can start getting in 7.62, that kind of thing. We're gonna be looking at the shotgun. I got a new part on it. I got a rail. If you're looking at the 3-gun videos, you'll see the rail on there. That is a topic for a different video. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it, and we will catch you next time.